welcome to Community Connections. I'm Marnie Yule, your host. I want to thank Gloria Gross for filling in last time. I had my wonderful friend of 52 years here visiting from California, and so I was out showing her the best parts of Prescott Valley, but I know Gloria did a wonderful job, so thank you, Gloria, and thank you all for joining us again today. My first guest is Mike Menlove, attorney, owner, Menlove Law. I say owner of, that's his practice, here in Prescott Valley. And we're going to talk about a little bit about wills and trusts, business law, a little bit of things you might be starting looking at as we're going into now, it is March 1st, going into the year. And for some of us, we're not getting any younger, and I will be the first one to admit that. So maybe there's some things we should start putting into place to protect ourselves, our assets, our families, you know, when those days eventually arrive. So Mike, welcome. Glad to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have
Appreciate
you.
it.
Okay, let me start with the first basic question. What is the difference between a will and a trust?
So that's a good question. And for most people, they both serve the same purpose to make sure that your property, it goes to who you want, and also who takes care of it. So the will does that and the trust does that. The trust, I usually with my clients, I like to explain it. I come from a construction background, so I explain in terms that I know, and they're tools. So there's a will is a tool and a trust is a tool. And there's a lot of different types of trust, but for a majority of the clients that I work with, we talk about revocable living trusts. And the revocable living trust is a document that avoids probate, and it also transfers your assets to to the beneficiaries that you desire. A will does the same thing, but depending upon your assets, you could be subject to probate, which a lot of people want to avoid.
Right, there's fees associated with that.
Yeah, usually it
Taxes.
takes longer. I'm not sure what longer is, but it takes longer, and it usually costs some more money. So it's easier for the beneficiaries.
So more of an advantage to go with the trust
Typically, yeah.
in most cases.
Yeah, in most cases, we can make it easier for everyone with the trust.
Now, can they be done independently, or do you have to have like a trust with your will or a will with your trust, or, you know, in that case that actually specifies things?
That's a good question. And
I'm just full of them.
Yeah, you've done some research. So we usually, when we prepare a trust for clients, we use a will and a trust. And the will is more of a backup plan. The trust does all the heavy lifting.
I see.
And if there's an asset that doesn't actually get put into the trust, because part of having a trust is actually transferring your assets into the trust. Otherwise, it's just a blank document. So we put the assets into the trust. We transfer like real property, like your home. We would prepare a deed that would transfer the property into the trust, and then, but if it happens often where people move or buy another piece of property or change bank accounts or anything like that. And if the property is not in the trust, then it's subject to probate. The will catches it and dumps it back into the trust.
Okay. I got another question. There are a lot of people moving here to Arizona, to the Quad Cities, that are from other states. California, I met some people from Wisconsin the other day. If they have a trust or a will that they generated in California, their prior state, when they move here, should they get that updated? Is there any to like reflect maybe Arizona law or Arizona statutes?
Yeah, I would definitely meet with a professional to have it reviewed. It might be just fine, but it's a good idea just because wills and trusts, they're governed by state statute. So
Right.
It could be different. Typically, Arizona recognizes a validly executed will or trust in another state, but there may be something that you want to have it reviewed, and just to do a double check, kind of like a
Right.
checkup on. You go to the doctor every year, just check it up.
I think you should too, and in some cases, and I'll use my I always have examples of everything, having experienced a lot in life. But my parents, they were alive and they had a trust together. My mom passed away, and then my dad moved here. So now she is no longer, part of that trust. She has gone past. So then he moved here, And then he had it reviewed and updated, because now he was the sole executor
Trustee,
of that
yeah.
trust then. So, but usually it states in it that if somebody predeceases somebody, then they go into the
Yeah.
executor. But again, that should be looked at too.
Just reviewed, and I usually, good rule of thumb, there's no technical time frame where every year, every 5 years or whatever, but I usually advise my clients, if life changes,
Yes.
any life changes, come in and talk to your advisor, your attorney, or whoever you work with. Or every 5 years or so, come in and just have it reviewed, kind of like I said, like a checkup with a doctor,
Sure.
see if, because the laws change every once in a while. Right now, we're going through some significant possible tax changes with the new tax code. So just have them reviewed with your advisor and then make sure everything's good.
And that's usually just every few years.
Yeah.
Or if life's changing.
Yeah.
You get divorced, you get married, you become widow, whatever. You
Kids
buy
grow,
property,
yeah.
you sell property. Some of the that's always got to be kept to look at, because you don't want to take the trust and suddenly, well, that's not right anymore because I haven't looked at it in 10 years and
Yeah.
my whole life has changed. So a lot of things to consider. And how early should somebody start looking at putting a will or trust together?
That's another good question that I often talk to younger family clients, and I tell them, like, it's good to have a plan for all your stuff, but it's better to have a plan for your kids, because if you
Right.
don't plan ahead of who will, if the parents pass away, who's going to take care of the kids?
Right.
And that's probably the most important, at least for me and my family. Like, I want to make sure that who's taking care of my kids is who I want and who my wife wants to take care of them.
Right, so just kind of a little bit of planning, so it's not too early and it's not looking at life with dread. It's just a little bit of preparation.
Yeah, and
because sometimes we can always be caught off guard.
in those, things happen every day. I mean, it's
Yeah.
sad that, sometimes the situations that occur, but in those documents, you can identify who you want to take care, who the guardian of your kids are, who the guardian of the assets are, the trustee. So a little bit of planning goes a long way for making sure that if there is a tragic
Yeah.
event, then you are taken care of.
Well, I think that probably in this little 8-minute segment, we have piqued some people's interest, and they might want to follow up with you for more information. So again, Mike Menlove, Menlove Law, and if you could just tell me your phone number, and well, thank you, and hopefully we're all going to be okay.
So Mike Menlove, Menlove Law, phone number is 928-772-5494.
Thank you so much for talking about a very sensitive subject, but a very important subject. All right, short break. We'll be right back here on Community Connections.
Okay, so we drowned the fire,
Yep.
stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hat person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
And welcome back to Community Connections. I'm Marnie, your host, and for this segment, we're going to talk about, Live United. And I've got Marianne Suttles, who is the board president, along with Christy Bandy, the Community Impact and Education Coordinator for the United Way of Yavapai County. So welcome, ladies. How are you?
Thank you. I'm
Marnie.
good.
It's all always good to see you, Marianne.
And appreciate you having us on.
Yes,
It's always
thank you.
a treat to get out here, and especially three girls.
I
Want to be a better
I
part.
know. Well, and welcome to the family, Christy.
Thank
I
you.
understand you have not been with United Way very long, but you're there
Yep.
making an impact already.
Yes.
So how long have you been with them?
I started in May.
Well,
So, yep.
welcome.
Marianne's bringing me along.
Well, she's a great gal.
Yes, she
She's
is.
a great gal.
Thank you, lady.
All right, now enough of that. Let's talk about the United Way, because you've got like a whole bunch of things going on, including, and we'll shout this out, is looking for a new executive
We
director.
are. We lost our executive director in December. She had chose a different place to live and be. So we got through a couple of months, and now our application is out and on the web and through United Way. So anybody interested in, again, fundraising and being part of the team, we appreciate them checking in.
Well, it's also being a part of a major community organization that does huge things.
Yavapai.
Yavapai County.
It is. That goes as far as Black Canyon City, clear up to Ash Fork and over in the Verde. So it is. It's a very big job.
Absolutely, absolutely. But working with a great team, great board, great
Yeah.
staff. Okay, Christy, tell me what you've got going on.
So we are getting ready to open up our grant cycle. The letter of intent comes out March 7th. So United Way, our main mission is to raise money through employee giving and through donors, and then be able to grant this out to nonprofits through our grant cycle.
Now, this is something you do every year, though,
Yes,
right?
we do this yearly.
And I was hearing some statistics from last year.
Yeah,
21?
28,
501c3.
yeah.
This has to do with Big Brothers, Big Sisters,
Sure.
people who care. This had to do with they needed a freezer for their food bank. We put out, when it's stated letter of intent, we asked some information, but to be part of that queue, you're in there X amount of money and what you're going to do with it. And do you have some other funding that's going to help you too? So this is a
accomplish it.
community effort. And with Christy in the office, it's a pretty big deal for United Way. It's probably as major as anything we do in the year besides donations.
Do you have a certain cap on the amount of money that will be available for those grants?
I think Christy goes through what they apply for.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
And so it depends on year to year on what we have, on what we give out.
Right, okay. So they must be a 501c3 to qualify, and any projects, is there a restriction on the type of projects that you will fund?
It's
Go ahead.
health, education, and income stability.
Okay.
So those are three areas.
The top three.
The three.
Yeah,
A
well,
lot
community.
of our partner agencies actually serve in all three areas. So
Is there additional weight given to organizations that partner together to do a specific project in a community or a service?
I'm going to say
we always like that because that's how we get stuff done. So the way that you get your platform started is you go on our website and you can get your agency registered on EC Impact, and then once the letter of intent opens up, you can fill that out.
Okay.
So
I'm put a plug in for a diversity class that we're offering. And again, state and feds ask the different nonprofits to be part of that. So Christy, tell about it.
it's this Thursday at the Prescott Library from 1 to 3. It is free. It is
So
on
March the
4th.
3rd. Second is Wednesday,
Close enough.
Thursday.
You're right.
Would take Thursday.
You're right.
Thursday.
You're right.
Okay.
My daughter's birthday is on the 2nd. It's on the 3rd. You're right. It's a Thursday. It is workplace giving. Excuse me. It is.
DEI.
It's DEI. It's diversity, equity, inclusion. It is inclusion in the workplace. And we will be meeting there at 1. It's free. You can register on our website, or you can just come on down.
And you can Zoom.
You can Zoom also. There's a link, so if you register, we can get you a Zoom and you can Zoom in.
And it will be filmed so you can come on at a link and see it. And
What is the program content?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
this has to do.
And how is that being presented? Do you have a series of speakers
Yes.
or?
Yes.
Okay.
And again, 501c3s are asked to get into this diversity. Everything is part of that anymore, Marnie. And
Well, it's
funding.
absolutely including everybody in your community.
Yes.
And, you know, in a fair and equal basis. And so we've talked a lot about that. And I was at conference in Chamber World, and that's the same thing, is, you know, how you're reaching everyone in your community and all voices are heard.
Yes.
Our board is asked to go through some information, not only pamphlet-wise, but watching videos and so forth. Each year, it's asked again. We're
Yeah.
there, so that's why we're doing this.
United Way requires our board to attend those as well as our staff.
Okay. Back to your grant cycle. So a letter of intent goes out March the 7th. And what is the deadline for grant applications?
Well, once you have the letter of intent, you'll be invited for the application, and the application opens on 4/11. So.
Okay, April 11th, and then is there a closing date that they have to have?
Yeah, there is. They'll be awarded on the 20th, and then the application submission is by 5/9.
Oh, okay, okay, so
So
it's
it
a little bit of a
takes-
timeline there.
Takes a few months because it takes a while to get all that information in and be judged.
Well, and then it has to be reviewed, and
Yeah.
then a selection committee, and sometimes
And-
follow-up, so, absolutely understand, you know, it's just, be patient with the process, but the process
Yes.
works.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
And we have a grant review committee that we've grown through the community leaders. And so that's how the process works, is there'll be about 5 people that will be scoring the grants, and then
And Marnie, I want to put a plug in our board. We've had some people leave and move and such. Brand new board member is Chris Graft, and I believe Chris served on
Served.
your chamber.
Yeah, he continues, he's our past chair, still serving on our chamber
So
board.
we were pretty excited to get him on just because of the context and where he is and how he can help in different donors and situations. What better than to have a very successful businessman sitting on your board?
And also very well established, works with Prescott Frontier
Yes.
Race Rodeo. So, and that huge event that we have every year. Just a little thing. Just a little thing.
Thank you for the plug.
We got just a few seconds here going on. You talk about monies raised through donors and employee giving. If somebody wants more information, workplace giving, if somebody wants more information, how would they contact you?
yavapaiuw.org, or coordinator at yavapaiuw.org is my
Yavapai
email.
spelled out. Okay.
Phone
And your
number?
phone number?
928-778-6605.
Great. Christy, thank you so much. Marianne.
We appreciate you having us
Yeah,
on.
thank you.
Well, pleasure to have United Way of Yavapai County serving and helping our community. You do great things. Looking forward to hearing the next round. So thank you. We'll be right back.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool. Oh, yeah. Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know. Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
And welcome back to Community Connections. Joining me now is Sheila Anderson, the marketing manager for their Findlay Toyota Center. And as always, tons of things are going on here, especially now the spring. We're getting into the spring months, right, Sheila?
Yes.
Lots of good things, especially some things are just coming up this weekend. So we do want to talk about those to let folks know there's opportunities. Tickets are still available to see some very, very fun stuff over at the Findlay Toyota Center.
Absolutely. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming, and they're always fun to see all their trick shots and the cool things that they do, the actually unbelievable things that they do.
Oh, I've loved the Harlem Globetrotters ever since I was a little girl, and the exceptional ball handling and the talent that they have playing,
Yeah.
and the entertainment value is just like second to none.
Absolutely.
What a great family show.
They always have the whole crowd laughing and having a great time. Kids love it. They have a lot of interactive type things. So it's a lot of fun to see.
And that's when?
That is actually this Friday.
Friday, March 4th. So again,
Yes.
tickets are available, and I'm sure, if you wait and you're kind of busy, maybe you can get tickets at the door. But be sure, and you don't want to miss a perfect, fun family evening.
Yeah, you can go to FindlayToyotaCenter.com or actually our box office, and you have less fees that way. So if you're in town, just drop by the box office and get your tickets.
Oh, there you go. Just go stop by and see them face to face.
Yeah.
Okay. Also coming up this Saturday, huge event coming on will be is a Latin dance.
Yes, they're very popular with our Spanish culture and our community. They are huge dance floor. So they not only have these really cool bands, and they have several bands, but they have a gigantic dance floor for
Yes.
everybody to have fun. And that actually goes to 1 p.m. It's our latest event.
But I did see on the ad that I saw one of the bands sing the Dote, was at PV Days a couple of years ago, maybe last year, and was amazing. A very, very good
Yeah,
band.
they were really
fun to
good.
dance to. There's children allowed.
Yes.
So it's a
absolutely.
family event to bring the kids.
Yes, all ages.
All ages. So that's coming up Saturday. The doors open at what time?
They open up at 8 p.m. and it actually, sorry, I said 1 p.m. before. It's actually 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m. Yeah, it's a late night for all y'all, Okay, and then another big one that I've seen a lot of advertising for is Justin Moore.
Yes, we're very excited. We had him in 2018. Everybody raved about it, loved it. He was so much fun. He's that upbeat, fun country. And we have him coming Sunday, March 13th. So still tickets available for that, but super fun time. Definitely get your tickets now.
And so what's the best way to get tickets for any of the shows or programs at Findlay Toyota Center?
The best way, because you're going to save on a little bit of fees, is at the box office.
So go at the box office.
So yes, but if you have to go online, definitely go to FindlayToyotaCenter.com, type that in and come to our website, because a lot of times you'll, if you just go to Google, you'll get a third party that kind of looks like Ticketmaster or looks like our site, and they actually charge more, and we don't want people to get charged more. And then also, if by happenstance, all the crazy times that we've had rescheduling or cancellations, you'll automatically get 1 month to get a refund on your tickets. And especially if you go through us, we will help you at the box office. We will make sure you're taken care of. If you go through a third party, then that's not always the case, especially if it gets rescheduled. They can just say sorry. So we want
And you could lose your money.
Yes. We've actually had some people say that they bought, they were so excited, they bought like front row tickets to one of our shows. They spent $350 and never got their tickets. So we don't want that to happen to our community.
Yes. And you have to be very careful, because any of us that have Googled something and things will kind of give you this list, and then you look and you're thinking, that's not the website I'm looking for. But there's search engine optimization, and there's whole algorithms, and technical people know this much more than I do, but you can also pay to be up higher. And if you're up higher, you're paying that extra. It would look like maybe you're going to the Findlay Toyota Center, but if you look at the address, it's the email address, it's not FindlayToyotaCenter.com.
Or Ticketmaster.
Or Ticketmaster, which is the two that you definitely want. The best way to do it is just go through FindlayToyotaCenter.com.
Yeah.
And we can't stress that enough, because they will take care of you. The community is very small. Something happens, no refunds, but there's an exception. But especially when you have a cancellation or a rescheduling, such as one we're talking about, is the one I wanted to see was Riverdance. Was originally scheduled for February 8th this year. It's rescheduled for May 2nd, 2023. So if you'd had those tickets and you bought them from Findlay Toyota Center, then you could either roll them over or they would have refunded them and you could just repurchase at the time when the new show is here, which is one of them I really want to go see. So I'm keeping this little note to mark my calendar to be sure and get my tickets. But in the meantime, Northern Arizona Wranglers opening game is March 26th.
Yes, very excited. It's our second season, back again, and everybody loved it. It was such a fun time. It's fast-paced, and the players are always excited to come see the kids and throw the ball around with them after the game. So it's just a lot of fun all the way around.
So a single tickets just went on sale. So if you want to buy just a single ticket, or you could still buy season tickets too.
Yeah.
There's, you want to buy a package, but single tickets are available for the games. Crossroads of the West Gun Show, that comes on a regular basis, always a big one, and that runs 2 days.
Yep, and if you buy one ticket, it's good for both days.
Both days.
You can come back, and that's always a popular one, usually lying out the door.
Yes. I've seen the parking lot.
But yeah, that's on March 19th and 20th, and then we also have the ever popular annual Mile High PBR. So
professional bull riding. That's probably one of people's favorite rodeo events.
We tried out 2 days last year due to COVID to try and keep everybody separated, and it was so popular, and everybody loved that they had more opportunities to get the best seats right up close. So actually, we're doing 2 nights again. So yeah, that's really exciting because we have some people that they're just our diehard fans and they want to be up close to the action.
And see that. What days are those?
That is April 23rd and 22nd and 23rd, Friday and Saturday. So that's coming soon.
Now, are those tickets available now?
Yep, they're available now. And we had a ton of sales at our pre-sale because, like I said, those diehard fans. So don't wait to get your tickets. You want to get the best seats early.
Now, what is a lot of times you'll see tickets go on sale, but as the event's closer, sometimes there's a discount or special coupons. How does somebody just follow you on Facebook or sign up for e-notices?
Sign up for our e-blast. So you get access to the pre-sale codes, so you get to buy for the public. So that way you ensure that you get those best seats. But also, I forgot to mention, so for PBR, we have, I believe it's till Friday, till March 4th, we have a deal. So if you buy both nights, you get a discount. And then if you buy a family 4-pack, even just for one night, you get up to $16 off, I believe it is. So, and that's going away, I believe, after Friday. So yeah, definitely, if you're interested in that, get your discounts and get your tickets early.
Sheila Anderson, for more information, FinleyToyotaCenter.com, way to buy tickets, sign up for those early notices, and follow the calendar of events.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Community Connections. Be safe, friend. We'll see you in 2 weeks.